Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's second video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days. For today's second video, day 10 will take us to the 18th of January. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with bits of GavsWeatherVids and ECM ensembles. Maybe around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, and that gets us into the early part of February. I should get on that for you in a moment. Just say that the first video release sales are 6 AM UK weather forecast, so please like, share, subscribe on all of today's videos and content, and thank you so much everybody for doing that. I'm going to say thank you so much to my good friend Daniel Bradley. Thank you so much, Daniel, for becoming a channel member for GavsWeatherVids. We've been picking up lots and lots of channel members lately, primarily through gifts in the live stream. So thank you so much to those of you who have been gifting channel membership, especially my good friend Josh, who gifted 10 channel memberships on, I think it was Friday night's live stream. So thank you so much, Josh, for doing that. But thank you so much to Daniel for becoming a channel member as well, signing up and whatnot. If you want to become a channel member, then all you need to do is click the join button just here. It will take you through to another page where you can see what benefits you get for becoming a channel member, and you can sign up on that page as well. Just £4.99 a month, and you get a once-a-month live stream, and you'll get exclusive access to the winter 2024-25 NAO forecast in June. So please give us some, and get badges as well, you know, all of that. So please give us some, and not just some, but also please join, you know, become a channel member. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. If you would like to, of course, you can afford to. Thank you so much, Daniel. Thanks so much to all of our lovely channel members. Right, we're going to start off with the radar. So a little bit more extensive with the snow down in the southeast corner than the models were predicting when we did last night's Milling So Much live stream. Now you can see it, we have got quite a bit of precipitation from London all the way down to Kent through the southeastern corner. Not just showers as we was expecting, not just snow shower, but actually some longer spells of precipitation coming through there. If you have a look at UKV, so that's what UKV was forecasting for midday, definitely hinting at snow showers, but not sort of those bigger areas of snow. Into the afternoon, again, you see that the snow showers were predicted to be spreading across central and southern parts of England and Wales, particularly in the south, but some quite heavy showers indicated, possibly giving a covering of snow in some places. Generally, everything moving from west to east across central southern England and Wales through the evening, and then out the way into the north, into the Irish Sea and the Atlantic through the course of the night, turning drier bed. And then tomorrow should be a dry day. We shouldn't have to worry about any snow showers tomorrow. This is D2D. I think this picked things up a little bit better, a little bit more widespread with those areas of precipitation in that southeastern corner there from DWD icon. Again, you see that precipitation predicted to move across central parts of England and Wales, but just generally more widespread. UKV had it. So once again, I think DWD icon done quite well with this. It did quite well with the survey that we had in early December, if you remember that. Better than UKV did. It's done quite well again here, I think, with that precipitation. Just a bit more widespread in that southeastern corner. Now, predicted to move across central and southern parts of England and Wales through the course of this afternoon, possibly even bring some snow flows into the Midlands and, you know, central parts of Wales, North Wales even. In the early part of the night. Many think moving out into the Irish Sea and the Atlantic. By the time you get through to tomorrow morning, looking at a much drier day. Just a few rain showers into the northeast there when we get through into Wednesday. Oh yeah, nice little snow then going on down in the south and in the southeast. At the moment, some places will be coming away with a covering of snow from that, just like the opening salvo of the cold spell, and we shall see if there's any more snow on the way later on in the video. Excuse me, just bring you up to date with everything stratosphere-wise. I haven't looked at this for a couple of days. This is from a JMA. You see we have had a very significant warming of the stratosphere at 10 HPA in the over the Arctic and the North Pole in the stratosphere, going up to around -15 from -80, so a very significant warming of the strat taking place there. We are easing that off now. The temperature at 10 HP is beginning to ease back down again, going back closer to -30, but still way above average for this time of the year. We should be around there with the grey line. So, I mean, we're still very significantly above average in terms of temperature at 10 HP, but just easing back a little bit compared to where it was a couple of days ago when the strat warming peaked. At 30 HPA, a little bit lower down, closer to the troposphere, the warming is moving downwards into the 30 HPA level, and we've now gone up to probably about -57, something like that with the black line. Let's have a GFS 6Z operational readiness forecasting things over the next few days. So those are the temperatures at 10 HPA over the North Pole, you know, around -30, something like that. Currently, the blue colours, of course, polar vortex at its roots in the stratosphere. So another warming tries to get going there as we go to about 13th of January. Not as intense as the warming just gone, though, but still enough to be able to keep the PV at its roots, you know, displace out into North America, North Atlantic, etc. And that's the set as we go to the extended range as well. So, or as we finish the extended range, finish with GFS 6Z. By then, polar vortex still displaced and disorganised over into Northern Europe, into the North Atlantic as well. But still in business, not a killing blow for the polar vortex, so it is still there very much in business, albeit weakened and displaced from its normal situation. So, as significant as this strat warming was, it wasn't enough to reverse the zone of wind. Therefore, it will only be classified as a minor southern stratospheric warming, not a major warming of the stratosphere. You see at the lowest, the zone of wind, visual weather is cool, by the way, but at its lowest, the zone of wind went down to there, but still significantly short of where it needed to be to get a reversal of zone of winds, which is along that wonky blue line that I've just drawn there. Now, actually, we're going to find that over the next few days, the zone of wind will get a little bit stronger. These green lines of the GFS ensembles are then dropping out again, potentially, perhaps going even weaker than it has been, before maybe powering up in about a couple of weeks' time, going actually a little bit stronger than average. The polar vortex is still in business there. Other than that, ensemble there, which is an outlier and does reverse the zone of wind. That's an outlier within the GEFS. But other than that one, most of the zone winds are like going for, most of the ensembles go for a weakening of zone winds and then a re-strengthening of zone winds as we come toward the latter stages of January. And the zone winds, the polar vortex, and we see as well the zone wind, still in business up to the latter stages of January. We haven't managed to kill it off just yet. Now, I've got news on centering temperature, so this is very deceiving. Not sure what's going on there at the moment, but this makes it look like we are getting daily updates, and if you believe this, we will still be sitting at 8.2, which is 4.4 degrees above average. Actually, it turns out that the city hasn't been updating since the 2nd of January, so at the moment we're not getting any daily updates from the CT, and things seem to be broken there on the CT page. So if anybody from Hadley or from UK Met is watching, then please can you get that resolved for us? Thank you so much, everybody. When we do get a genuine update, then I shall let everybody know, of course. Right, these with GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles. The next couple of weeks, we'll look at Birkenhead today. Red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Birkenhead. We're starting off below average with the upper air temperatures at the moment. They're going to go above average, though, as we get to the middle of that stage of the week, but it will be on high pressure, so it's not going to be that bad at all. And then we go through into the weekend and the beginning of next week. We're going quite cold. Then the upper air temperatures are dropping quite substantially, actually, as we go into the middle and second half of January. Maybe getting back closer to average right at the very end there. Precipitation-wise, going to be lots of dry weather coming up over the next week or so, but turning more unsettled as we move on into the second half of January. That's when it's quite cold as well, so if it's cold enough, some of those precipitation spikes could be snow. Let's have a look at snow row, and it looks quite encouraging there for Birkenhead, I have to say. Plenty of snow spikes coming through within the GEFS there from the middle of January onwards. So anytime about the 15th through to about the 24th, 21st, we could be in for some snow. That's a suggested location, by the way, from our good friend Mark Knish. Thank you so much, Mark, for suggesting Birkenhead as our latest location for this section of the video. If you'd like to have your local town or city featured within this part of the video, but please let us know, and we're always happy to do that. Now, how we're going to be ECM ensembles to compare that. Why don't we do that? Again, you can see that pretty good agreement within the ECM ensembles as well for starting off cold and then going milder with the upper air temperature, not necessarily with the surface temperatures though, as we get towards the middle of the second half of this week. They're going cold again from the middle of January onwards. Again, we do see plenty of precipitation spikes here around 16th of January onwards when it is quite cold. So again, a lot of those ECM ensemble members, we haven't got a snow road for the ECM, but a lot of those ECM ensemble members could be producing snow there from those precipitation spikes. Temperature anomalies from the 8th to 16th of January coming out colder than average, not just the UK, but through many parts of Europe as well. Precipitation anomalies from the 8th to 16th of January, they're coming out drier than normal, again, particularly so for England and Ireland, a little bit less so for Northern Scotland, but even there looks pretty dry, to be honest. Much of Europe is looking dry as well from the 8th to 16th of January. Latest river map from northschool.net shows that the wind is in from the east. That's why it's turned significantly colder, and we're bringing snow showers into the southeastern corner as well. Okay, let's start going through the chart data then. This is how the latest UK Met Euro run is looking for midnight on Thursday. High pressure just easing its way to the northwest a little bit, starting to bring the wind in, perhaps a little bit more from the northeast. So that's why the upper air temperatures are lifting up slightly. There is a bit more of a sea trek coming in as we go into the second half of this week with the wind direction. Now, into the weekend, the high pressure goes into retrogression, moves up towards Greenland, and down comes that northerly wind. By the time you get through the midnight on Monday, we are firmly into a push of northerly winds. They're looking cold, and those northerly winds could well be bringing wintry showers or snow flurries into northern and eastern parts of the country. Icon, again, taking the high pressure way to the west of the country. The latter stage of the week, lifting the upper air temperatures up a little bit, but still mostly dry. And then the high pressure goes into retrogression into the weekend, moves up towards Greenland. Down comes this northwesterly to northerly push. A little bit in between with the northerly actually for the weekend. Not as much of a blocking signal with Icon. However, what I suspect will probably happen here, as far as we get to with the Icon model 15th of January, what I suspect will happen here is that this low will go in that direction, the high will push northwards. Now, we're just delaying the onset of the northerly by 24 hours or so, probably. But I think we'll still get back to those northerly winds by sort of Tuesday, the 16th of January there. The GFS midnight run, again, with the high pressure away to our northwest on Thursday, bringing a lot of dry weather with it as well. High pressure then sitting around the country as we go through into the weekend of the 13th, 14th of January, before starting to move up towards Greenland and allowing down a northerly plunge. So yes, it starts to turn colder as we go through into the beginning of next week, and then we get through beyond that, and low pressure starts trying to come in underneath the block. So we establish some cold air by the 15th of January, and then low pressure starts trying to head in from off the Atlantic, but cold air is trying to force its way southwards as well. So a bit of a battle is going on here. This is battle lines drawn type scenario with a weather front through here. Cold air, of course, is plunging southwards through there. What happens beyond that? Well, look at the upper air temperatures. They're looking pretty cold. So as that battle is taking place there could well be some snow along those weather fronts. So next week could turn quite snowy. But it is a bit of a do or die situation, because you notice with the upper air temperature just to the south, it is relatively mild actually across much of France. So it's a proper do or die there. And we could find those milder upper air temperatures further north. Therefore, we just get a lot of cold rain out of that. Anyway, looking cold and wintry with the GFS midnight run beyond that. And then that's assessed as we get through to the end of the GFS midnight run, then starting to re-establish more of a southwesterly flow. The GFS 6Z, again, with a high pressure way to the northwest on Thursday, bringing lots of dry weather in with it through to the weekend. The high pressure starts to pull up towards Greenland, and down comes a colder northerly. So much more of a northerly with GFS 6 there compared to big night run by the beginning of next week. We have got a proper old northerly blast going on there with the air originating from the Arctic, and we keep it very cold then running up towards day 10 as well. This is Wednesday 17th of January, looking cold with those upper air temperatures then. Northerly is maintained really throughout most of next week, so that's the 18th of January, day 10, still in that northerly wind. That could well be bringing snow showers to northern and eastern parts of the country. Eventually it breaks down the blocking, and we start reverting or trying to revert back to more of an Atlantic flow. But they could be fun and games with that. This low pressure coming into quite cold air and just sort of goes northwest to southeast, so that kind of thing could deliver some snow as well. We eventually, with GFS 6 there, finish up like that, high pressure reaching back up from the southwest, so that's trying to turn things drier and milder there. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, subscribe, and show everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. We thank you so everyone for doing that. We only need to put on around 40 subscribers, 40, get ourselves to 17.7k. So if you could give us a sub and tell your friends about subscribe, that would be incredible. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. Right, GM again with a high pressure wave to the northwest, bringing in the wind from an easterly northeast direction at the end of the week. Then the high pressure going into retrogression. We've got towards Greenland and Iceland, starting to bring down that northerly. As we go into the beginning of next week, we're firmly into a push of northerly winds there, with a big trough of low pressure, Scandinavian, Northern Europe. High pressure is out in the Atlantic, so cold and wintry for the beginning of next week. Then low pressure starts getting involved in the pattern, so we've got a nice block there over Greenland, and low pressure then coming in underneath it, so all sorts of funny games possible with that. Could be some heavy rain and stuff, but certainly it could be significant and disruptive snow as well. You see the upper air temperature looking pretty cold across most parts of the country there, so the GM also potentially looking very snowy as we go through into next week. Again, it's a little bit of a do or die scenario, because just to our south have got some quite mild upper air temperatures over France, so we're on a knife edge there, but I suspect with that scenario, if it panned out exactly like that, there would be quite a lot of significant and disruptive snow there. And then the East it looks like that again. High pressures away to the northwest, wind coming around it from an east or a northeasterly direction through the second half of next week. And then the high pressure pulls out into the Atlantic, and we bring down a northerly for the weekend. So the ECM also producing a cold northerly wind, albeit with perhaps slightly more on the periphery of it with the ECM compared to sort of the other model output, but still looking cold and wintry really, and if anything the cold intensifies as we go through next week, so it takes perhaps 24 hours longer to get there, but eventually we do start to pull down some very cold air from the north. We have also got some lower pressure to the south as well that might provide some precipitation for some snow. That's how the setup is at day 10. Generally cold across most parts of the country. No, yeah, all models turning things properly cold from the weekend onwards, and that lasting throughout most of next week. They are varying on how wintry it gets, but there's potential to turn things really very wintry with this as we go through the course of next week, with significant and disruptive snow not to be ruled out. This is a precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from Tometeo.com. There's the snow showers and actually long spells of snow pushing across southern counties through the course of this afternoon and this evening. Then we're into mostly dry weather after that for the rest of the week. Till we get to the weekend, and then those northerly winds start setting in, and we begin to bring not only rain but also some snow in from off the Atlantic. got a further from the detail on that. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10. Gets us to the 18th of January from the Icelandic Met Office. 33 members of the ECM ensembles with a mid-Atlantic ridge heading up towards Greenland and a trough of low pressures over the country, so cold and wintry. Potentially with that, it does include the control and the operation road. And 18, again, very similar, identical really. High pressure in the Atlantic out to Greenland, low pressure over to the east of the country, and again winds are coming in from a cold and wintry north or northeasterly direction. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets us to the 23rd of January, 19 members of the ECM ensembles with a trough of low pressure over and to the east country, combined with a ridge up towards Greenland, and again, that's bringing cold air from the north and from the northeast potentially. We've got 17 with low pressure out to the west of the country, that's bringing in milder winds from off the Atlantic. So both options are unsettled there, but obviously that's a cold wind direction from the north-northeast, that's a mild wind direction from off the Atlantic. And then we've got 15 that are just building up a ridge of high pressure, and so that will be mostly dry, probably quite cold, but mostly dry with that. So, I mean, it's 19 versus 17 versus 15. Real split today within the ECM ensembles about where things are going to be as we get into towards the final week of January. So, we'll wait and see about that. CFS V2, finally, these are 500 millibar high times breaking down into week periods. The first week period takes us from the 8th to 14th of January. So, the next week looks cold with high pressure blocking to the north and winds coming around it from a northeasterly direction, so a lot of dry weather, but yes, it will be cold in the week ahead. Week 2 looks cold and unsettled. This is the 15th, 21st of January, trough of low pressure over Scandinavia backing into Western Europe. So cold and wintry there, high pressure pulling away into the Atlantic as well. Bit of blocking up towards Greenland, but not so, a strong northern blocking signal. But weeks 1 and 2 look cold anyway. Dry for week 1, maybe quite wintry for week 2. Week 3 looks milder. This is the 23rd to 28th of January. Low pressure then up towards Greenland, Iceland. High pressure down to our south, and winds are coming in from a west or southwest direction. So dry in the south, more unsettled in the north, and much milder. And then week 4 is going to be the 29th of January to the 4th of February, with high pressure again generally to the south, low pressure over Scandinavia. That might be trying to get wind back into a northwesterly there, so maybe hinting going a little bit cooler again as we go into early February, but it is still relatively Atlantic driven that. So weeks 1 and 2 cold, dry for week 1, maybe wintry for week 2, and then milder and wetter and windier for week 3, and probably still relatively mild for week 4. That's how the CFS is looking today. Okay, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please do like, share and subscribe. Encourage everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that for GavsWeatherVids. So it looks like the northerly blast is on. We are maybe, for the weekend and beyond that into next week, we are maybe seeing a few hints as well at trying to move low pressure into that northerly blast. If we do that, then not only could it turn much colder, it might also turn very wintry next week. So it is going to be a case of watch your space, I think, to see how this works out. And we could be in for some pretty heavy and disruptive snow next week if those areas of low pressure do indeed start bringing their precipitation into that cold air. But it is quite a long way off, so there's still time for further developments and changes and whatnot. As I say, it's a bit of a do or die because we have got milder sectors with those areas of low pressure. At the moment, those milder sectors are being restricted to France. So most of our country, UK and Ireland, looking wintry, but we've only got to move those warmer sectors a little bit further northwards, and then that makes a difference between snow and cold rain. No, it's watch your space, and of course we'll be keeping you updated over the next few days. And if you've got snow right now, then enjoy it. Some places are seeing snow, so we've established at the beginning of this video, some places are seeing snow right now down in the south. So if you've got it, you've been waiting for it, then you enjoy it. Right, I've just started coming up on the channel tomorrow. If you could give us a sub, that'd be amazing, by the way. Thanks so much, everyone, for doing that. 40 subscribers gets us to 17.7k, so thanks so much, everyone, for doing that. Tell your friends and family to subscribe as well. Just tell you what's coming up tomorrow. Going to have a 6 a.m. UK weather forecast. Going to have the extended European outlook, and there'll be a 10 to 14 day as well. Lots and lots to look forward to on the channel tomorrow, so keep checking back for more. For this video, though, that's all for now, and thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and bye for now.